Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pannonian Avars series here on the Lord Master channel, in which, let me tell you people something before we get back down to some business here in this Carpathian Khaganate of ours. Well, this video, as this was recorded the day before this was posted, I will say that this is my first video in nearly 2 weeks. I have not been recording episodes ahead of time, which I like to do, but it's due to a few myriad of reasons. Mainly, it was due to one of the mods that I like to use for the series was not up to date. One of those compatibility patches. So you don't want to, complicate any problems as far as appearance is concerned. I mean, that's for some people, which I guess I'm one of them. And two, in case the, let's say over the weekend, like that I recorded on, obviously, that in case if the patch is not up to date, the mod patch for it, or whatnot, I originally had a backup plan in mind, but now it's not going to be implemented because I did something yesterday, and it didn't go well, mainly just out of my own stupidity and whatnot. And I thought, oh, just save it for some other time, all right? You still got big plans ahead, far in the future for the future of Crusader Kings 3 in the Lord Master channel, such as what I mentioned in the previous episode, that I said that one day that I would like to do a series on the Sogdians, as I mentioned from the previous episode. Only because of that guy, I believe it's Severex Khan, I believe that's his username, which is the guy who made the Viet Events Reborn of Crusader Kings 2, but now adapted here for Crusader Kings 3 use. Yeah, that, and as well as the regional flavor mods, which he's made plenty of those, in which his next one that's soon to be released is going to be in Rhodes. Yes, that island there. And he's also going to be adding another for Upper Egypt area. That's another one that he'll do there. And he says that they're also going to add, and I think it's going to be around this area here. Let me zoom in a bit. In this area that we now know as Turkmenistan and Balk. In fact, the whole Duchy of Balk. Around this area, he's going to add the Hetephalite culture. You may have heard of the Hetephalites, the White Huns, as they were also known historically. Now, I do recall that there were remnants of it historically, as far as late as the 700s, even just before the 769 day start date. So Hetephalite remnants that would be added, which again, that's from his own mod of his, which I'm not using this series because I'm playing as the Avars. And so I thought about maybe in future series that I should start playing in areas where he's, did on that. Which again, the Sogdian one being one of them. Around that whole area there. But anyway, so one of these days, and so I would assume probably later this year, like say it's summer or even the fall, that's my prediction. Either summer or fall. He's going to add some flavor to the events and decisions that relates to the areas within the Tarim Basin. All the Tokharian lands, Sakan lands, and even go further with Sogdians. Because that was his main field of interest there. And I've always thought about doing a series on that area for some time, either as a Tokharian or a Saka. Since I already did a Sogdian way back in CK2. So you could say one of my possible fallback plans was to do a series in the Tarim Basin area. Which obviously would be a Buddhist playthrough and all that. As that area is still, well, one part Buddhist and the other is Manichaean because of the Tokharians and the Uyghurs themselves that, made cultural hybridism there. So as I said, far in the future I will get into Sogdian and CK3. But again, that's far in the future. Let's not worry about that right now. That's just me being enthusiastic about it, because that was one of my favorite areas to play in. Almost as much as playing as in the northwestern Balkans, be it Croatia or Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's the whole basically the whole Turan area, from Sogdia to well, it's called the Vijaya Shadam, but the actual name is called Khotan, or Hotan, or Yatarnapoy, or Havna. All those names of that area. In fact, let me zoom in for you, just for pronunciation's sake. I mean, it is called Hotan, but in the Sakan language, or in this case, the Scythian language, which is what they use, is it relates to that there. Spoken by them, the Afghans, the Sogdians, Khwarezmians, and even the Alans. And speaking of that language, our ruler here, Khagan Drong, who is still feeling fine. A man who knows many languages. He knows Uyghur, Serbo-Croatian, Czechoslovakian, Dacian Volga, High German, East Slavic, Scythian, Lectic, and Greek. But there is one more language that I would like to learn, and that would be the Italian language, Italian Volga. He's doing poor. Well, in that case, I'll just learn it off of somebody else then. Somebody who isn't old. Also, what the heck is going on over there with all these bunch of small separate areas? You fancy yourself a scholar too? Well, I'd like to learn your language. And that'll be the last language that I'll learn. So now, anyways, as I said, it's been nearly over 2 weeks since I've last recorded the video. So whatever I originally have planned may have been, I don't know. Actually, there is one thing I do remember. This area. Based on the numbers we have, I plan on going to war against Bulgaria. They are weak right now. We'll take advantage of this mess by taking this county. And why that county, despite the fact it's feudal? It's because it's a holy site there. It helps to increase the levy size for all of us for a little bit. So we should get down right to it while I learn the language. Put him here. Anything else? And before you even wage a war, you should recruit a planes specialist. Because look at you. You've got a lot of prestige. Well, not a lot of prestige as I used to, but you got a lot of money. You got so much money, you have no idea what you're going to do with them. So get to it. Orse Koroda. A reaver and an open terrain expert. And a master hunter. Perfect. And with him being homosexual, obviously he would be, I was about to say, is he attracted to me or not? Who knows, but he'll do. Giving you a few months before we start that war. So please remember, it's my son Organa. He is going to be the heir to the Khaganate. And the other son will have Wallachia. We'll be willing to give it away. Oh, it's the new Grand Master. 21 years old. Guess that old woman died. He is a Kimek. Shaz Turkic. I don't know that language. But anyways, you want this? Go ahead. A lot of money that goes into it. Well, figuring that I'm 46 years old. You know what? Go long. We are the westernmost Tengrist. Now we'll go to the far east. All the way to Karakoram. The longest pilgrimage ever. Over here. To the ends of the earth. Exceptionally long. Go long. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of Tengri. I will be gone for a long time. I can only pray to the Heavenly Father to watch over my realm as well. Look at how far it is. From there to there. It seems I have not taken well to this travel. Perhaps it is the strange lands filled with unfamiliar air, or perhaps my furs are not warm enough. Either way, my coughs will persist for weeks, and this morning I could barely muster the strength to get out of bed. Do I even have the strength to continue onwards? This is no time to give up. Don't you know? Huh? I have evidence of my attempted murder to the Khatun. Oh yeah, my ex. No, my aunt, excuse me. I forget people sometimes. So it's a weak hook. It's to my cousin. But hey, it's an attempted murder. I didn't try to. What are you talking about? Well, what if I say no? Yeah, so that was a long time ago. Is she gonna hate me more? My cousin, Eshkak has brought forth undeniable evidence of my attempt to murder my aunt. Curses! Now that she knows, I must tread carefully. Revenge is my right tomorrow. 10 years, or perhaps even never. But what if it does? I better not come unprepared. Better not be unprepared. Yeah, she hates my guts, but she ain't gonna be around for long, so just drink herself to death. I had my reasons. Loss of companions. For every week passes, my fellowship grows ever smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need to return home overtakes them. Others have met with less unfortunate ends. Most worrying is the fact that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate. The fact alone shows what a treacherous journey this can be. 10 years. Well, I got a lot of money. I'll just say some of the locals, they would make fierce guards. I'll take a little bit of stress gain, but hey, every little bit helps. I'm finally here, body and soul at the great temple of Karakoram. As the shaman offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that happened for Tengri to bring me here at this moment in time. I have walked the holy path. I'm no longer a wise man, but now I'm a mystic. same. No longer ill now. Artifact Claymore. On decline, I would lose some fame. Oh, good God. Yeah, I'll accept. I got nothing better to do. I was going to go to war against Bulgaria. Forget to do so, as you often do. Now, who's beating up who? That's pretty far off. There is one area, though. Okay, then. Yeah, we're sending many different army groups. More are joining. It's good to be home. Keep gathering around. Okay. Plenty of good commanders out there. Let us hope you'll gain some artifacts while we'll be on our way to, here it is. That's the target. Good luck of all of you. Yeah. Oh yeah, that ancient stone monument is still here. Gotta study it. Now keep in mind, I may be a scholar, and I'd like to keep it that way. Probably go this way. Hopefully artifact wars don't last very long. Otherwise, we're gonna have a real stern talking to. Alright, Organa. I do imagine him with that stewardship education. I can imagine him being a, you know, there's words for it. One of the enemies has left the artifact claymore. Dang it. Pregnant again. Well, anyways, I failed an elopement. An attempt to elope with my sister and friend has been thwarted. The captain of the guard tells me that my cousin is scheming to steal her away and marry her in secret. What the? Don't you know they're kind of related? in some way, shape, or form? Do you not like yours? Plus, I already had issues with that man. That evil libidinous still never have my sister. That man was my friend. The noise and the others faded away by the time my sister and friend, Saritsa, and I stalk up on the board. We're almost within strike distance, she whispers to me. Now we're finally by ourselves. First thing I gotta let you know about him. Like what? Give me a secret for once, as the board gets away. Because I don't like that man, and I gotta do something to get to my rival. But to be fair, the secret's already been out. Yeah, kind of aware of it. I'm gonna blackmail you. Prepare the boar. Different boar, I assume. Gotcha, you stupid idiot. Oh god, I was just stretching and I just overextended myself. Anyways, a deviant on the loose. As I retreat to my chambers for the night, I stumble upon one of my guests, Bori, in my own innermost sanctum. How did he get in here? This is not what it looks like, my lord, he claims. The fact that he is half naked in the process of bodily defiling my precious silver tengri crescent, it tells me that it is in fact exactly what it looks like. What the? You know, maybe a deviant, but listen, I know exactly where you should go. Send him to the court where he'll make a fine agent. It's not every day that you see a naked man in these parts. God dang it! Start over. You'll get it. You'll see. Oh. No longer pregnant. That's sad. In other words, good! We don't need another son. Like if I had my druthers, I would just say, hey, divorce, and tell them to get out. But the problem is, she's a genius, and I need those for the, you know. Defensive measures. No wonder why it's taking a bit so long. From all my evenings watching stars I've seen with my own eyes, but I only heard before, the stars move at different speeds and reverse their course at different times, but seemingly in large groups depending on which celestial sphere they belong to. Indeed, with the right calculations, one could even predict their movements. My high shaman does not approve. Leave the skies be. Slush are almost for the elders to know. It's what you say. I will find my answers in the heavens. They're about to be out of supplies. Well, in fact, they are out of supplies now. As soon as you get this done, separate everybody. Scram. You go here. You get out to that way. You head this way. To you. Like that. Just gather food for everybody. They're being supplied now. It's gonna take a while, despite the fact that it's winter out. Actually, get down to Starograd. All right. Now I learn that. Now I know Italiano. And that is all the languages I know. What a polyglot he is. Move over. It's for supply reasons. Still over the limit. Son of a beeswax. And I could see why. Up you go. And you head that down this way. My sister and friends are just showing signs of pregnancy for some time. And everyone thought of her husband Ragnar was father child. Now it's become clear that the real father to be is none other than the High Chieftain. You stupid, 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 incestuous, god dog it. I could come up with 1,000 curse words that what I think about him. You hear me? 1,000 curse words. We'll get the sailing soon. We're just trying to get everybody supplied. It's a logistical nightmare, you know. But I'll tell you what. Everybody set sail, except you. Get to the front line. It costs you 113 to embark everybody. It's the actual first time that we gone this far in a foreign intervention. I was shocked when I caught Organa trying to steal the travel chest from the visiting High Chieftain Tuznik of Yor. He confessed that he thought he could get away with it. Now he knows it was wrong. Well, honesty is a virtue in the Tengrist faith, so honesty will serve you best in the long run, child. Nobody would have dreamt that the Avars would be in Sweden, or Sithiod, as it was known in the Old Norse language. Tatani's been asking me for a sewing kit for a long time, and I told her that I would get one for her in 3 months if she displayed more focus on her studies. Ever since I made a promise, she's been redoubling efforts in her studies. And she's patient, she's diligent. I think I should teach her about the more flexible way of thinking. Won't catch him. This shouldn't take long. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Remember the most important languages that has to be spoken around here. You'll do. Station Volga. What the f is going on out there? Sweden is nothing but chaos up there. Now they're in Gotland. It's a worse place to disembark from, because it's an island country where you can go about 3 to 4 places. 4 spots you can go to. Not yet fully supplied, and yet this is the one with the siege weapons. God dang it! We went to an expeditionary force without siege weaponry. What are you, stupid? As I'd be saying to myself. My Sky Master's gonna be grave news. Why we do not know yet who. Someone is plotting to kill me. Somebody does want to kill me. I suspect, you know, that idiot, adulterous, incestuous cousin of mine. There's no chance of that happening. We haven't exposed any agents. The nice bastard child. Catch him! We'll be there right with you. Don't let them get away. Oh, hold on. Ceasefire. This is invalid. The artifact claim were invalid because I don't know what happened to that old artifact, but after 2 years of war, it was all for nothing. Just as we haven't even gone to the early battle phase yet. We were setting up, the flanking, whatever they call that early phase of the battle. I mean, before the actual clash of weaponry and all that. So next spring, we're going down to Silistra. Well, there goes that walking stick. It broke down. It no longer exists. Now, to take its place, let me see here. Oh, put that on. The Ballad of Kunzakal. For hostile scheme resistance, because there's somebody who wants to kill me. Oh, 11 years. Sami Norse. Oh, look at that. The Sami Norse. So that has to be... Oh, really? Just that tiny little area? The rest of the Sami would reject that. But anyway, so... They speak the Sami language up there. North Germanic heritage. They have winter warriors. Malabo invaders, because that's what they do. Adaptive skirmishers, that's a Sami thing. Coastal warriors, that's a Norse thing. A performance of honor, definitely Norse. Yeah, compare that to them, they didn't take forest wardens. But did they kept all of these things? Where are we on the development down here? 8. Now remember, there's this one more farmland down there that really needs to be developed. You say you got guild halls. Well, build that up. I'm willing to invest. In fact, all the feudal areas, if they got cities, invest them in guild halls. It helps with the development of every single area. Crud. Yeah, now I figured out what I'm going to do with that money. Oh yeah, we gave it to the Grandmaster. Belongs to the Grandmaster. Very well. At least those mayors there would respect me a little more since I'm giving them what they want. The immortal horse. Among the nomad peoples of Eurasia, there are stories of an immortal horse, forever racing across the great steppes, free and bold. The galloping of the mighty steeds hooves sound like thunder, as fast as anyone could see. I'm curious. Remember, Celestra, that is the target we're supposed to take. We should take advantage of the chaos while we're at it. Only because there's a big old Liberty War there. And a populist uprising of Serbian Slavic pagans that are coming from this area there of Zaklumia and Zelengora. If they don't send anything there. It's rather amazing this area is still pagan. Waldensian Serbian. What an odd combo. But to be fair, it was left over by those Italian Catholics that went through there. And my God, this entire time, the Saul Dandids are still around. I'd never seen this before in the history of every time that I do a Crusader Kings playthrough on 867. We do not typically see them, still alive. And I'll tell you why they pulled that off. It's because of certain alliances. I'm sure they made alliances with the big states. And Byzantium beating each other up as per usual. Even the Arabian Empire, which for some reason I know it's the Abbasids that aren't running things anymore, which is sometimes the case. They based themselves on an island. Just that only. So they'll say, hey, at least they have crop fields, small harbor, and hunting lodges. What do they call that area? Bahrain. Figured. Like, that's got to be, I forget which one is Bahrain. Is it this one, or is it this island? Unless I remember, where is Qatar, which is what we Westerners pronounce it, but I heard some people said Qatar. Whichever is correct, But anyways, let's go get this piece of land and then we'll take it to Tarnovgrad. Here. It'll cost less prestige. Now keep in mind, this area's got 3 baronies, 3 castles. That old dagger is gone now. What else? Should have these repaired. And the main reason for that is in case you play as a character where you are paranoid about, it's like, oh man, this guy hates me and I want to be assassinated. For me, I'm not that paranoid. I don't need that thing. Let it break down. But keeping this mace because it means a lot. It saved us back in the day. And this will still do. Going. Becomes my friend. A static peasantry. The peasants in the chiefdom of Avars are in a good mood. The harvest is bountiful, the roads are safe, and the village elders are telling nonsensical stories of cows producing honey-laden milk and geese laying golden eggs. The peasants are praising me for their fortune and have sent a delegation carrying gifts. You know, it's interesting that you said the harvest is bountiful, despite the fact that it's still somewhat wintry out there. Oh, good God. No. We already make that much fortune. I'll just say, no, they need their surplus more than I do. Because, you know, we want to develop the land. That includes theirs. Now keep in mind, that little county there is a feudal realm, so we gotta appoint a Bulgarian local to run things. Bulgarian Tigris, preferably. Oh boy. It's that guest. Throw her ass in jail. That's one agent that's been exposed. Zealous proselytes. Convert the faith a little faster. Which is something we're trying to do here in the Avarian homeland. To make sure that it's, you know, that is thing. Oh, really? A Hindustani culture has been formed thanks to the Afghan and Punjabi cultures. I actually want to look at that. Oh, there it is. It's up there. That is in Gandhara, I believe. Yes, Gandhara. formed in here. The Shavite Hindustani. So they take Fatua, that's Afghan thing. Esteemed hospitality, I believe that's Afghan. Marital ceremonies. All subjects and storytellers. These two, yep, definitely Punjabi. And the Afghan, they took all of these things. And they speak Navrachada language, which is the language of the Punjabi people there. And Sindhi too. Kashmir is distinct. Okay, so it's a language spoken on this part of Western India. Mostly in Pakistan or some parts of India. Anyways, get back to the area. Come on, hurry the hell up. I might get murdered before this time ends. Whew. Just laying down a bit. Ah, get up, get up. Okay. Leasing more control to give it to the Lords of the Sky. Alright, we've taken the objective, but I want that capital. And you know that king resides there. Surprised those guys who ran the Liberty Revolt didn't take it. So we're running low on supplies, so let's just take the area then. If we can't besiege it, then go besiege somewhere else. And don't forget to resupply everybody. Especially back there in our home turf. Come out of there. We got him. All I want is the county, not the money. Back to the way it should be. And that means now every single Tengrist in the world who are landed will have an increased levy size. It's no secret that my cousin Samu is carrying a child conceived through a sinful union. She's not a married woman at all. However, who fathered the child's been mystery till now. God is the one responsible. My bodyguard, really? Keep your hands off. What is that? Bastard founder. Huh. Some other. Ah, here we go again. Of course he ain't gonna be there. Huh. The stew sea. In a drunken stumble, Duke Taridin unlatched an enormous cauldron hanging over the fireplace in the middle of the feasting hall. Savory broth welled forth to cover half the room in a sea of stew. The beautiful Bori Kunzako, seated next to the cauldron, was caught by a rushing wave and loudly cursed his ruined appearance as grease ran down his face. Guests rushed to the other side of the hall as a thick mass spread greasy tendrils among skipping feet. Giving into her insatiable hunger, Duchess Savachka collapsed to the floor, swallowing as much as she could out of the meaty mess, while High Chieftain Kudbar watched in utter horror. Curse this mess! God dang it, there goes all that prestige. So ends another feast. All my guests go home satisfied. I'm proud of my display of generosity. That said, Duke Taridin might carry more shame than the satisfaction after overturning the cauldron. Cleaning up will not be cheap. I look forward to all of you coming back. Yeah, right. Platonic comes to age. Fortune builder. Very good. And my son Organa became humble. That's fine, you'll be a little more respected around here. Knowing that intrigue will be your weakness. At least you stayed out of trouble. I'd like to go on a conquest tour to take all of Nitra, but that seems an impossibility now. That cold-hearted fiend. Your plot is at an end. Okay. Agariki, a divergent culture of Kyrgyz. Well, that's got to be from where the guy is from. Yes. I own that area? Oh yeah, I do own that area. I tend to forget things. I own that little feudal realm. But I can't build any buildings because I am of the wrong government type. Karaj. No, it doesn't have an accent. I'll deal with that cousin soon. You just gotta remember where his realm is. Yep. That cocky fiend. That is it. That is it. I knew it. That man is going down. You there from the Transylvanian Alps? You are a special kind of a son of a beeswax, huh? You think you're all that? I'm not gonna let you outlive me. Because I may be getting old, but one thing's for certain. You're going to prison. We're done with you. Look at him. He attempted elopement. He revolted against me. He's a fornicator. He's an adulterer. He is the worst. But first... not even a hook will work. You need to report to prison right now. I'm using that hook against. I already blackmailed him for some time. And I ain't gonna grant him no pardons. It's curtains for you. Get the army, he's gonna revolt. Taking 14 days to get everyone. Who's with him? Just him? Good. Head straight for the capital. Twists and turns of fate have not always been my advantage. Tangri knows that I was cursed the day I met Khatun. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Fate smiled upon me and brought that obnoxious doxy to her grave. Now, one day too soon. Oh, you brought the, those guys over there. I caught some of them, not all. But the High Chieftain's getting away. Get them! Yeah, you stay right there. See too if we can capture in battle. If not, we're gonna take it through the fort. Just take the capital, and then that'll be it. Then we're gonna put him in prison, and he'll stay in prison forever and ever. It ain't over yet. We gotta take this area too. Where are those guys? Oh, they're in the middle of a couple of other different wars. Legis icon. Convert favorite county. The time it takes to convert a county is no longer increased if that faith has a higher fervor than mine. That makes it even better. Even though, keep in mind, we're pagan faith. Yeah, we'll see about that. Scum. Huh, I'd be hunting over there near the front line. Should look good. Okay then. One more holding. Even if we have to starve you guys out. I'm a novice hunter. I'm a paragon of virtue. Secret is exposed. My cousin, two niggas have an incestuous relationship with my own daughter? Wait, hold on. His own daughter, excuse me. You sure? Has accused my cousin of having a incestuous affair with his own daughter. Tusnik and they are lovers. Oh my goodness. This crime cannot go unpunished! It's the worst thing I've ever heard. At least to a Tengrist fate. Organa came complaining to me about Grigori bullying him, a Russian Tengrist. He started asking how to get someone hanged, but it felt like they should be. What? It's not what I had in mind, but... Your will is the only law that truly matters. Okay then, so he's an analytic blackguards. Stewardship is going to be his education. He's honest, he's humble, but he's a bit arbitrary, so he's kind of half and half morally. Not the best. I don't like lazy, and I don't like craven. So I would take arbitrary. I did say that he should increase his intrigue a little bit, so I guess this is where it helps. He doesn't need to be just all the time. Time for you to go to prison. But I'm not going to revoke your titles because I'm sure your son is a nice person. One would hope. Good. 1 out of 2. And there's another important language you must learn around here. I don't suppose you have a Czechoslovakian character. No. Okay, then he'll have to figure it out on his own. Oh, why did I release him? I just... No, you didn't release him. You released his incestuous daughter. You are a special kind of a son of a beeswax. Seducer too. I've been studying ancient religious texts and writing scholars, and they all seem to agree that the world will end 6,000 years after its creation, but my calculations were less than a century away. However, my shaman urges me to keep it to myself. Leave it to the elders and avoid panic. What if your calculations are wrong? Everyone deserves to know the truth. I mean it. I'm a mystic, I can tell. "19 years! But nevertheless, we successfully reconverted the entire old homeland back. The old heartland of the Avar culture. In 2 years, he'll be 16. Hopefully he gets a very good stewardship education. So that way, I'm trying to think in my head, that fortunes will be made. or for some good administration. In a dusty corner of the library, I found a tome bound in leather and inscribed with weird symbols, particularly hidden behind other books. It is old, but I see some obvious recent use. As I leaf through it, I quickly come to the realization that it deals with some unconventional knowledge. Interesting. I glance around before sitting down to read. Yep. Oh, hang on. Okay. Now. Great Moravia is a weak country. At any given time, I will take Nitra. But the real question is when. They're continuing to fight in other areas. I just saw that. Slavonia expanded. A secret troopers reached Lydie. My vassal Duchess Luca is copied with her lover Seva. Such things cannot be accepted outside of marriage. Go off to prison with you. Them's the rules. Eep. You should look at the court positions. Like, what have you not employed yet? Oh yeah, all those things. Oh. Well, gotta do something with that anyhow. Nobody's qualified. Shut up. Because he deserves it. He deserves to go to the dungeon and let his health deteriorate. And anyone who is related that may get mad at me, well, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's all I gotta say about that. Oh, I was just looking up. I'm like, who died? And he's like, oh, it's my friend. No. You rot there. Because you are a lecher. You're the worst of the worst. There's so many disparaging things I would call him, but no. Save it. Your stress will go down when he dies. About to get full control. And then we'll have our levy size increased. You know what? You died too. Neither of you are gonna go free. Because the things you did over there, that's not nice. Ouch! Someone wasn't looking where they were going. While I was taking a walk in the corridor with both of them, he tripped and hit his head on a rock. Somebody help him. As I stated before, somebody ought to help him. He'll do. Not going to start the next war, which will be for the conquest of Nitra, excuse me. That till my son turns 16, so we'll know what kind of level of stewardship education he gets. Hopefully 4, because I can imagine what he's going to be like when he becomes Khagan one day. As in, bring in the era of prosperity. Prosperity is the name of the game. Please remember his birthday's on April 11th. In fact, move the rally point to the capital in preparation. They really outdid themselves. They even got crossbowmen, which is effective against archer cavalry in addition to heavy infantry and heavy cavalry. We don't even have access to these typically. Here comes the 11th of April. Organa comes to age. With the coming of his age, my tuition of Organa is at an end. With sufficient tutelage that even a child has displayed little natural inclination towards administration, such as Organa, can come truly understand it. Displaying a thorough understanding of the flow of gold and the wanderings of people, he even expresses a remarkable creativity in dealing with these matters. Khatun Peckson's contribution toward Organa's education cannot go unmentioned. Her guidance has helped the child reach further than I could have ever done alone. He's a fortune builder as well. I was hoping he'd be Midas touched, but oh well. He's definitely going to be the money man. Or a good administrator or an architect. Alright, 1st of May. Oh, perfect opportunity. And somebody wants to claim for the whole of Great Moravia. But we're here for Nitra and Nitra only. Hang on. This is the one with the siege weaponry. Bobo Akan hybrid culture. Huh? Too high. Don't worry about that. Get this down and it will help you. Up you go. I dreamt of traveling to a magnificent, mighty castle, so large and immense it towered over everything in the nearby territory. Even the forests and the mountains. It was an imposing sight. When I woke up, I wondered what that was all about. We got a beautiful picture. It's just a clutter artifact. You leave that crap alone. Now that one's going to be heading to Prespogok, which is the area of modern-day Bratislava. Third, Carpathian conquest of the Duchy of Nitra. Wonder what happened with the other two. I wasn't there for it. Let's start a feast while everybody's out that war. Because I have the luxury to do these things. After extensive conversation over delectable dishes, Count Mutimir expressed that he finds the Muslim wise and emeritus were always inestimable worth to those less read than I. What would life be without her? It's a huge boost to health. Seems like I'm going to be sticking around till I'm in my 60s. Every little bit of prestige helps. Well, since I got money, as that's usually the case. Oh boy. I'm heading for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle from the window. Just the wind, I think. Until the wind starts to speak. Tatani! Open up, my sweetheart. It is I, Oxil. Oxy. I push the shutters open and behold, a man has climbed out the window. It is the chieftain of the... What did you just call my daughter, you debaucher? You ought to get Maxillian married. Tired of this. Marry somebody with, You'll do. He's a guest. That means I don't have to pay him to bring him in. Oh, pick either or. But do give me the giant court physician. I don't think I ever imagined a court physician being a giant. That's why I just kind of chuckled at the fact. And you see, he's in the court already. He was a guest, but now he's in the court. He doesn't need to be... We don't need to pay him to recruit him. Lost my train of thought. Antiquarian. Yes. And she will also be the antiquarian. Come on in, Prussian man. Hey. Here we go again. Once you're down with the siege, get down here and such. Fortunately, that's for level 2, so that means it won't take long. Just a couple more days and then we'll engage the enemy down there. Get ready to move out. Take him under command. After this battle, it's a big victory. Nitra is ours. Duchess Kvetoslava will become the vassal. I mean, after all, we're a pluralist faith. So she owns all of Nitra. She's only a child, despite the fact that she is slow-minded. Huh. How do you like that? I mean, somebody's got to represent those people up there. Oh, finally. Let me see. Learn one additional language without any penalties. That's just a thing. Let me see. I think it would be wise to go for this. Each time you get this renown, this will keep increasing and increasing. Keep that well in mind. Alright. Benevolent Drong. She calls me benevolent. How swell. Now it looks a lot better. It's the whole Khaganate of Carpathia with the addition of Itra. Now it looks a lot better. And it... Son of a beeswax. Cheatum. There to the Cheatum of Comorum, Hevesan, Borsa. Zenti. Oh, I can't disinherit him. After all. Okay. We'll end this episode soon. My dear cousin, I do not profess to fully understand your habits and practice. Or I must applaud you for the obvious effort you put in your prayers. If only every true believer was devout as you. Well, let me teach you how it's done. Everybody should be a wise man. I just saw that. She just became wounded. Because she's stupid. Oh, no, never mind. It's because she almost drowned, that's why. And she aggravated the wound. So she got hurt, she almost drowned, and she's got a decorated broom. How about that? That's strange. We'll end this episode when we get one more perk out of this. Learning thing. Here it is. So if should I live long enough, I'd like to be a theologian. Just to demonstrate the fact that this man is a very pious man. The most pious since the days of Tuznik, where he was a religious icon and all that. So we will stop here at the 1st of August. So in the next episode, well, we're probably going to have to go start raiding soon, you know, for more money, as if we need it, but definitely need a prestige for it. Because who knows, maybe I should be a living legend, just like Tuznik, in addition to being a false religious icon, but that's could be wishful thinking. And one thing's for certain, when this expires in 4 years' time, Drong's health is going to go poor, and Organa here, who is a genius, will be the next Khagan, and hopefully don't get into any incestuous relationships with anybody. I know everybody's related to one another here in this house, but still, makes me mad sometimes. But again, he's honest, humble, and arbitrary. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode. So yeah, this series will continue on despite the that we're still far behind from reaching the early medieval era, which I fear that. I mean, we'll get this next one in 2 years' time, and in whatever innovation that we're exposed to, go for it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're about to have a 5th one. And remember, the road to adopt feudal ways is to make sure you have 70% of all the military and civic tribal era innovations. Even though there's 2 left. And then once this is done, there's going to be 3 left. So I think we're going to be well on our way towards feudalism. And do not forget, when the time is right, we got to convert the faith. We got to get out of Tengrism. It's the only way to ensure that we have a future and all that. It's just that Tengrism thing. It was only out of convenience. Unless one would think we could just wait and let Organa be the man to do the conversion for every single one of us. We'll explain more of that in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.